Well, he got the union joints. Get them.
Who got the unions?
Me.
I know why.
Where'd you get them?
Nike.
You got my.
Sneaker out?
Oh, you went to you went to union? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we ready. Let's go.
Giannis got 2 points.
How many? 2 points of what?
1 for 4 shooting.
I'm gonna start the show just looking like this. I'm just gonna start looking like this.
Chris Middleton has 4, 1 for 6.
I'm gonna start the show looking like this.
They are combined 2 for 10.
I'm gonna start the show looking like this,
Them sound like Devin Booker numbers.
and I'm gonna start the show looking like this.
Shout out to Patrick Beverly.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. You know what it is. Ho! Shots fired. Episode 55. You know what it is. It's Tuesday, so it's time for another edition of Sports for You. Live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm John. That's Mark.
What up?
That's Nick Freeze.
What it do?
Of course, the man working the board is the Power Father himself, Mr. Ben Reddy. Thank y'all for joining us here on Facebook, YouTube, on the Townhouse Media page, Sports for You page. Make sure you hit that share button if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube. And as you listen on the digital, downloading from Spotify or any of our various platforms, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple, Google, hit the share button as well. Nice to get into today as we're getting ready, as we're now on the 55th episode of this one of the best sports podcasts in the nation. We're still in the conference finals. We thought we'd be talking Cancun today, but Paul George must somehow hack my phone and saw the rundown and said, "Nah, not today. Sports for You. We're gonna talk. We're gonna change. We're gonna have an audible on the topic of the conference finals." So we'll get into that. Talking a little NFL, but mostly we're gonna talk NBA. Right now, we're watching Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Bucks and the Hawks. No Trae Young, bone bruise on his right foot, suffered in Game 3. And you will not believe this, but the Atlanta Hawks are up by 9 points, 34-25.
Are you kidding me?
Giannis has 2 points.
And so you said Chris Middleton has 4?
Yep. They are combined 2 for 10.
So they're shooting 20%, and there's no Trae Young. And that's probably why. Look at it. Getting guys like Bryn Forbes shooting nothing against Bryn Forbes, but where was that?
You want to know who their leading scorer is?
Something tells me it's probably Drew Holiday or please be at least Drew Holiday or Brook Lopez.
Nope. Drew Holiday is 1 for 4. Well,
so that makes they're combined 3 for 14.
Yeah, and PJ Tucker is their leading scorer with 8 points.
So this is the one game, the game when they don't have their best player and they have nobody who's comparable to anybody on your team.
Oh, Drew Holiday made another shot, so yeah. So he is
now
2 for 5.
You all of a sudden want to – did y'all not watch the game last night? Not take an opponent serious?
Yep.
You get yourself embarrassed? You're going to be – but we'll talk about that as the show progresses, man. We'll start off with a little serious topic, then we'll get into some NFL, then we'll go all the way to the NBA. Not NBA to talk about, but let's talk about the news that broke last Wednesday off the court in the world and get our thoughts on that, and then we'll shift over to the football talk. The sentencing of Derek Chauvin, the former police officer who murdered George Floyd, was sentenced to only 22 and a half years. Obviously, the Floyd family gave statements. They were praying that the judge would give him the maximum sentence of 40 years, but it didn't happen. My thoughts is this. I think he deserved more. Obviously, he killed a man in broad daylight and had no shame about it. And I'm just going to say this to keep my thoughts civil and sane. I just pray the Floyd family has peace and finds some peace. I know they probably didn't like the decision, but I pray they somehow find some peace because they'll never have their loved one back. And I'm just going to leave it at that.
How old is this dude? What, he's like in his 50s?
Yeah.
All right, so he has 20. Let's say he's in his mid 50s. 22 years, he'll be in his 70s. There's a strong possibility he may die in jail anyways. Let's just be honest. And As far as the sentencing, I believe they probably gave him that.
He's
probably,
45.
He's 45. So
Are you-
wow.
That's even worse.
And to be honest with you, he's not going to do the whole 22. He's probably going to
He's really not. They're gonna figure out a way for him to get out
I
early.
think it's a minimum of 2/3 out there, so which will be about 15 years. Nah, he's not.
He's not
going
gonna be in
to
general. He's not
no,
gonna be in general.
no
population.
chance he'll
So-
be in
No
the
way in the world.
population.
Yeah,
Man, he'll be eating better than us right now.
yeah. So it's a good chance he'll be out before he turns 60.
Our guy Kenzie said, are we shocked that he only got 22 and a half, though? No.
Not really.
No.
I mean, I just find it BS that that this dude murdered somebody in broad daylight on camera. Only got 22 years, but I have a cousin who's doing like over 30 for robbing stores.
Wow.
Think about that. Don't get me wrong; both of them are crimes, but at least at the end of the day, nobody got hurt in one crime when compared to somebody that's not coming back at all. So that just shows the value of our life right there. They value their own possessions more than our actual life. That's the way the system sees us.
Yeah, facts.
And for people that's not part of the African American community, a lot of people don't really understand the extent of that. And it's not your fault. You weren't born into what the system has done to you. But just know, eventually the system gets everybody. So we all got to stand together and fight against all this because this is ridiculous.
Karma is a mug.
Most definitely.
It's definitely a mug. So, like I said, we'll pray that. I just pray that family finds peace. Wow. Giannis is just went there. By the way, let's get over it. We're gonna talk NFL man once producer been ready.
Yeah.
Goes back in the booth. But let's talk about what we're watching right now, and that's game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Hawks and the Bucks.
This is embarrassing.
As we just stated at the intro, no Trae Young, out with a bone bruise on his right foot, and Nick Reed, you said in our group chat, there's a possibility he might not even play Game 5.
It's a possibility it could happen because it's a deep bone bruise. So we don't know. They really don't know the extent of how bad this may be. He may not be able to play. You never know. Hopefully everything's okay with him. I don't want nothing bad to happen to him, but it could be a thing where he missed possibly 2 to 3 games. You never know because it's his right foot. So we've all played basketball, so you know how it is. You got to plant your feet.
Yeah.
You gotta jump. Your foot is everything in basketball.
And then let me add this to the because the schedule of the finals is also dependent on how the Eastern Conference Finals ends.
Exactly.
If the Eastern Conference Finals ends in less than 6 games, the finals will start a week from tonight. When we are back taping episode 56 next week, we could be talking about we could be live watching game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah, because no matter what with the Western Conference Finals, even if it goes 7 games, this series will still be going on.
Yes, and if it goes 7, which would be after the 4th of July holiday, then game 1.
Sorry,
Well, look what school he went to. I mean,
he should have stayed in school.
and then game 7, if this goes to a game 7, which would be the 5th, next Monday, then the finals will start next Thursday, the 8th. So it all depends on what happens. But right now we're watching the score, and the Hawks are up 9 without their only all-star.
Yeah.
Let me also add, no DeAndre Hunter, who's out for the postseason with a sprained MCL.
Wait, he didn't even go to the All-Star game this year, did he?
No, he went last year.
He went last. So technically they don't have no All-Stars this year.
That's a good point. You're right.
So technically this team has no All-Stars.
Ben Simmons went to the All-Star game, but he didn't.
Yeah. Well, technically he was there at the All-Star game. He didn't play because they Barber got COVID. But your point, your point is taken. Your point well taken. Chris Middleton was at the All-Star game.
Garbage. Go ahead. Okay, yeah. All right, go
So
ahead.
what are we doing? Football?
So let's talk some NFL. Because man, I even though we're about a month away from training camp, there was a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Getting ready. I'm gonna text you something in a minute. I want you to play in a minute. I'm gonna find it. But yeah, go ahead and hit that NFL films, brother. So now the NFL is putting out a lot of lists lately. And that's because obviously we're a month away from training camp. We're getting ready for preseason and everything.
And because of sports for you.
Thank you. because Sports for You is obviously the #1 podcast in the world. So let's talk about some of these lists the NFL has out. And obviously, I didn't look over them. I wanted to talk about them in real time with you guys. B, check the group chat, and I'll give you the cue when to play it. So let's start off with Tom Brady first, and then we'll talk about these lists. So Tom Brady, Friday, we talked about it last week. He made an appearance on The Shop last week, and obviously there was talk about he talked to a team in free agency, and they said they were going to stay with their current quarterback, and you know that the soundbite was,
You send me auto win.
yeah, that's it, that's it. I'm gonna explain that in a minute. He said, you know, the line was, y'all gonna keep that MF over, and we had our assumptions. I thought it was Mitch Trubisky, the Bears. You guys suggested it being Jimmy Garoppolo.
I still think it is.
But everyone on the internet is saying it's your Raiders, Nick Freese.
Why? Because the big rumor was that Tom Brady wanted to go up over there before he throughout the whole free agency, and throughout the whole entire time, you know, our head coach said no, we weren't getting Tom Brady.
Yeah, now everyone thinks that Tom Brady is basically saying the quarterback that he was throwing shots at was Derek Carr, which I would, you know, personally disagree. Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback.
Exactly.
So I still wonder, do y'all think, who y'all really, to put this issue to bed, who y'all think Brady was talking about?
I think he's talking about the 49ers.
I think you're talking about the 49ers.
So and by the way, and I think you guys might be right because he admitted it wasn't Trubisky. So I was wrong.
Yeah, so it had to be the 49ers, only because, don't get me wrong, we all know how, you know, Brady, he a jokester or whatever. You know, we know how he is. He's a California dude. But, you know, for him to say what he said, that means he probably had some type of, you know, he probably has something against this person. And, you know, he doesn't have nothing against Derek Carr.
Right.
He doesn't have anything against Mitchell Trubisky, so it wouldn't get to that point for him to make that type of comment. If you make that type of comment, then that means that you can't believe that they really chose this dude. You know, it was probably a situation where he's like, man, I got to deal with this. Somebody chose this dude twice against me. So what's going on? That's probably why he said it the way he did. But I honestly think he was talking about the 49ers.
Mark?
Yeah, I think he was talking about the 49ers, man. He from like I said last week, he from that area.
Exactly.
His favorite player growing up, Joe Montana, played for that team. Like, I think all signs lead to him wanting to be in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it was a quarterback away.
Yeah, so the defense rest.
Still are.
The quarterback
Not no more.
that Tom Brady was talking about was one Jimmy Garoppolo. And, of course, the 49ers this year drafted Trey Lance with the 3rd pick.
A project quarterback.
So
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
there's been a lot of
Yeah, I'm just garbage. Go ahead.
lists that have been released, and now the Hawks are about 11. This makes no sense.
Let Pepper loose.
Pro Football Focus is now joining the list game. Pro Football Focus. So they have their top 50 players. Oh, that. Now, really, stuff like that didn't sound right.
Go ahead.
So I want to give you guys the top 10. So then we'll talk about, and then we'll start seeing any notables. I see it in our group chats. But here's number 10. And obviously, you know, Pro Football Focus is analytics, Chris Collinsworth, and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. At number 10, they have Aaron Rodgers. At number 9, George Kittle.
And they said it's the top 10 players in the league.
Yeah, according to Pro Football Focus, they did the top 50. So I'm giving us the top 10.
So they think the MVP is the 10th best. Okay, I mean, I don't get
Number 8, Bobby Wagner. Best linebacker in football.
Yeah, but he's not better than Aaron Rodgers. No.
Number 7, Tom Brady. Number 6, Khalil Mack.
Okay, that's understandable.
Number 5, Devontae Adams. Number 4.
Wait. Number 5 is Devontae Adams?
Yes.
And number 10 is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Good point.
You know, there's a room he might be with the Raiders next year.
Yeah, because
Devontae Adams?
Yeah, because Derek Carr was
Derek
basically recruiting him at their charity golf tournament over the weekend.
He should have been doing that.
Number 4, Quentin Nelson, the guard of the Colts. Number 3,
Woo. Hold on. Time out. Now, I'm a lineman. I support all linemen.
Right.
But to say that Quentin Nelson is top 10? Well, he got him top 5, right? A top 5 player in the league?
kidding me?
Number 4. Woo. All right. Guard. They usually pretty
Number
good.
3.
That's number 3. Number 3 was Travis Kelce.
He's not better than George Kittle.
Number 2, yes, he is. Number 2 is Patrick Mahomes. And number 1 is Aaron Donald.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I can be okay with Aaron Donald being
Are
the
you
best player.
kidding me?
Right?
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah. I don't understand Aaron Rodgers being 10.
Thank you. I don't listen
I-
to me. I understand how good Brady is.
Yeah.
But
At this point-
at this point,
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is most definitely better than Tom
quarterback.
Brady.
Yeah.
He's a better
Yeah.
quarterback right
Yeah.
now.
I get
Yeah.
it.
You think?
Yeah, right now he's most definitely.
Yeah.
So let me get this
So
straight.
that makes. I don't even think Tom Brady's a top 10 player in the league. I'm not just saying that's to say,
We need to get Chris Collinsworth on the show.
yeah, that's crazy.
Chris Collinsworth, if you're watching, join us on Sports for You one day and tell us why your folks at Pro Football Focus has the reigning MVP as the there's 9 players.
George, that's crazy.
So he went you the guys who just barely missed the top 10.
I'm in shock that Travis Kelce's number 3. They have lost their mind. Go ahead.
So T.J. Watt was 11. Derrick Henry was 12. Zach Martin 13.
See, look, another Notre Dame guard.
Jair Alexander 14. David Bakhtiari 15. Jalen Ramsey 16. DeAndre Hopkins 17. Tyreek Hill 18. Chris Jones 19. Fred Warner 20. By the way, Russell Wilson was 22. And they have Joey Bosa 21.
Oh, this list is absolute BS. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Give me a player, see if is anybody y'all looking for?
Wait, what number they had Derrick Henry?
12.
I might have Derrick Henry number 10. Because he's most definitely an unstoppable force, and he's most definitely the reason why the Titans are as good as they are. Mm-hmm. And their defense isn't even good either, so it's like, for him, he pretty much carrying the team every single game.
Mark Josh Allen is number 40, by the way.
I think he most definitely deserves to be higher than 40.
And
Stephon
Diggs is 45.
Woo! All right, go ahead. The list is done.
Yeah, I'm done with that list.
Yeah, that list is done. Wait, where's Josh Jacobs?
He didn't crack the top 50.
Okay, I guess.
Pro Football Focus, if you want to see them.
Pro Football Focus, y'all tripping. I don't know. Y'all got a guard as number 4 player in the league. You got a MVP quarterback who's number 10.
You got a player who led everything in receiving. That's number 45?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
So NFL.com has their most complete teams, and Mark, you brought this list up because this list,
The most complete. What do you mean by most complete? As far
most
as
complete rosters
okay,
heading into this season.
Airball.
that was terrible.
So let's do
School teacher.
So they have their top. Here's the top 5. Mm-hmm. It was 5 rest. There's only 5 they listed. Number 5 is Mark's Buffalo Bills. Number 4 is Ben Reddy's Chargers. Number 3 is the Chiefs. Number 2 is Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. And number 1, the Cleveland Browns.
I have to. Look. Listen to me.
I don't.
Listen.
I don't agree with 1.
Listen.
4. Who was 4? Chargers?
Yeah.
4.
Listen. I understand why they have the Browns at number 1. Do I agree with it 100%? No. The only thing I think is what the Browns' problem is they can have a better quarterback. They have most definitely one of the best running back duos in the game. They have good receivers over there. They have
two really good receivers.
Yes, they have a top 5 offensive line. Their defensive line has gotten way better. Their defense in general is very good. I mean, hey.
All that you said, they should have been number 2.
Yeah, just off the simple fact of how their quarterback play is, they shouldn't be number 1.
No, just off the fact that the Super Bowl team bringing all 22 starters back.
That's really should be number one, and it shouldn't even be in a discussion. You bring back all 22. That's not happened since the 70s. By the way, Magic admitted the Lakers were going to draft him. Kevin Huerter, the white boy, the red hair.
Why didn't they? Who they draft instead?
The Hawks jumped us.
Oh man, that's scandalous.
The Hawks had to pick.
How was that on a travel?
They caught the foul first.
Well,
They're up 13.
yes, they're going into half. This is
That's a bad foul.
Oh my God, that's a savior.
That's a horrible foul.
That's a savior.
Anyway, go ahead.
By the way, if you're the Bucks and you lose this series, there's no way Mike Budenholzer comes back. Look at their big three. Chris Middleton, 3 for 10. As we're talking about
Mike Budenholzer, I can't go out there and play for him.
You're right, but there's no way in heck this team should not come out this.
Man, look, this dude Mike Budenholzer ain't going nowhere. They ain't had a coach this good in years, probably ever. They had a coach this good in a long time.
That's true.
So right now, oh my God,
Did he?
yeah, I knew he was gonna miss that. That was ugly. But
That's Giannis.
so look with the Bucks, who was their coach when they had Ray Allen up over there?
It was George Karl.
Is Budenholzer better than George Karl?
No.
So he's number 2 probably all time, possibly number 3 for them. If they're gonna include the dude who coached them when they had Kareem and Oscar, which it didn't matter at that point.
By the way, Mark Jackson, you aren't calling out names. You just made me something else.
Woo! Yeah, yes you are.
said-
That's what I got for calling all names for sure.
Good. I'm glad
Yeah.
I got someone.
Yeah.
happy.
About the number?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's crazy for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this dude, man.
Yeah. And I normally like Mark Jackson too.
Yeah,
He went
yeah.
off the,
I
he
hate
went
to,
off the-
hate to disrespect a man from the cloth. All right, Ben, ready? Throw that joint on that I sent you, because I need to. Oh boy,
Uh-oh.
this could go on calling out names, but I'm gonna be mindful because sometimes you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just go. I want y'all to hear this voice.
The autumn wind is a pirate,
That is the voice
blustering
of the
in from
late great
sea.
John Facenda.
With a rollicking song, he sweeps along.
Some people called him the voice of God.
Swaggering
He was the voice of NFL films.
His face is weather beaten.
The reason why I'm having Ben Ready play this, and gentlemen, we can discuss this.
With a silver hat about his
It was
head,
just announced yesterday that John Facenda
bristling
is receiving the Pete Rozelle Award
He
at the Pro
growls
Football
as
Hall
he
of Fame.
storms the country. A villain, big and
So that
bold,
means John Facenda
shake and quiver and
Go ahead.
as he robs them of
is
their
just now getting into the Hall of Fame.
The autumn wind
That's,
is a raider,
you want to know why?
pillaging just for
Why?
fun
Because he's the voice of the Raiders?
Exactly.
and laugh when he's
The NFL
He
is
died years ago.
He's been gone.
He's died for he's been gone
Listen,
at least 20 years.
anything Raiders related to NFL is not having it. They're not having it at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow.
Wow. That's crazy.
Wait. So this dude been out, never was in there.
Never.
Did somebody just say, oh,
Dan, I want to give props to the great Dan Patrick. Dan Patrick said, "There's no way that you have a Hall of Fame, and this dude has been the voice of football for decades."
Yeah, for real. All the old NFL films, that's him talking.
So he called David Baker, the president of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He was like, "Y'all need to put John Facenda in the Hall of Fame." And he said, "Well, Dan, write a letter explaining why." The letter got to the committee, and John Facenda is going in. He's in the Hall of Fame this year as the Pete Rozelle recipient for media.
that's calling out names. Did they need a reason why?
No.
But this isn't even the dumb part. Y'all know who the Sables are, right?
Yeah,
So Ed Sable, Steve Sable, the founders of NFL Films.
they're in the Hall of Fame.
But Ed Sable, the founder of NFL Films, he just went in the Hall of Fame in 2011.
Sure did.
Do you know when Steve Sable went in the Hall of Fame?
He went in there before him, right?
No, he just went in March this year.
Jeez.
So, he was going to be a part of the Centennial class that was going in last year before the pandemic. So they did after the weekend of the draft, they had all the inductees who went in posthumously have their own ceremony. What's up? What we got in the comments?
Bruh, so you mean to tell me
So Dolly's in the house. Shout out to the see me and Dolly's stupid, man.
I can't believe the voice of NFL films, the people who made NFL films, were just basically inducted to the Hall of Fame over the past like 10 years.
Yes, that is true.
That's pathetic. I thought the Baseball Hall of Fame was terrible. Well, yeah, it is.
By the way, they moved their Hall of Fame to September. There's not going to be in July, even though they have no one going in this year. But they're doing the class from last year with.
Nobody going this year.
Well, they're having the class from last year with Derek Jeter and Larry Walker.
You remember they didn't vote nobody in this year.
Yeah, because they didn't want to vote Kurt Schilling and Barry Bonds in there.
You remember when they was on calling out names about
Dolly
what?
said
A long time
the
ago?
red vines and the blue Pepsi represent unity.
Oh, that's funny.
That was stupid, man.
I don't know. It wasn't no unity on last week's show.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, John was losing it.
So,
Jimmy said it's Scottie Pippen and Phil Jackson.
Yep.
we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
What,
For
Scotty?
sure, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, we don't have. When Scotty, you want to make a way on the show? You might want to send some of that bourbon and no rules. You know what I'm saying?
Scottie put hands on Jordan right now.
Oh,
He put hands on him back then. Go ahead.
so Bucky Brooks from NFL Network, NFL.com has his top 5 receiving tandems. You got a joke. Y'all crazy, man. So let me get y'all top 5 receiving tandems from Bucky Brooks. So he has number 5. He has the Vikings with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
It's a nice duel.
Number 4, the champs, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Number 3, the Seahawks, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett.
I guess.
That's a good tandem.
Number 2, and we haven't even seen these dudes play yet. The Titans, Julio Jones and AJ Brown.
I can't have somebody who's never played together that high, but their expectations are very high. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know if they have the quarterback that's capable enough to get them to that level. But
And
that's just
number
me.
1, the Chiefs, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Where the Browns at?
Thank you.
They weren't in the top 5.
How?
Wow.
Ask Bucky Brooks.
You have Odell Beckham and Odell Beckham prototype on the same team.
Oh my God.
I guess. I'm surprised they didn't put the Cardinals on there.
That would have been nice too.
Yeah.
So they also did their top. They're all under 25 team.
Okay.
Y'all want to go offense or defense first?
We'll go offense first.
What about Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley?
I think that should be in the top 5 as well. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, I mean, the guy who led the NFL in receptions, receiving yards,
Everything.
and
except touchdowns.
except touchdowns. That was Devontae Adams. Mm-hmm. Okay, but what do we know? We're just podcasters. Let's go. Okay, so NFL Nick Shook. That's his name.
Nick Shook.
His name is Nick Shook.
Yeah, he's a writer from NFL.com. He has his under 20 his all 20 under 25 team.
Why his first name got to be Nick?
I don't know.
That's scandalous. Go ahead.
So here's the offense.
Okay.
At quarterback, he has Lamar Jackson.
Understandable.
Running backs, Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs.
Taylor from
the Colts.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Wide receivers, he has A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, and he has, for us fantasy football players like us, the flex would be DK Metcalf. Tight end, pause.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you know, DK Metcalf is good, but I don't think he's the best receiver on their team. I'm going to just be real.
Okay. We have to have that discussion. All right, the TE is TJ Hawkinson from the Lions. And here's the O-line. Mekhi Becton, Tristan Wirfs, Mike Onwenu, he's a guard. I don't know what team he plays for. Damian Lewis, don't know what team he plays for. And Eric McCoy, he's the center. Only lineman I know is Becton and Wirfs because they play for the – Becton plays for the Jets, and then obviously Wirfs plays for Tampa Bay.
Shout out to Lou Williams, had his first career playoff start.
That's crazy.
How old is what's his name from the Colts? Quentin Nelson. What, he like 26 or something?
Probably so.
It has to be 26.
He has to. I know he's not that old.
So here's the defense.
Okay. Defense is scary.
Edge rushers, Nick Bosa.
Chase Young.
Yes.
Who do you think is a better pass rusher between those two?
Chase Young. Maybe I'm talking more heart. More heart.
Yeah.
I might be talking more heart.
You most
Quentin Nelson's
definitely-
25.
He's 25, and he didn't make it?
What? Didn't I just say this dude was a Pro Bowler and All Pro all year?
They just said he was the third best player in the league.
Nah.
Calling our names. All right, go ahead.
Okay, Nick Bosa and Chase Young are the pass rushers. Mm-hmm. Interior linemen, Jeffrey Simmons and Quentin Williams.
Jeffrey Simmons, who he play for?
Titans, Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, he's pretty good.
Linebackers, Fred Warner, Roquan Smith.
Yeah, they're both pretty good.
Shout out to Georgia.
Yeah, Roquan Smith, he's ridiculous in coverage.
Cornerbacks, Jair Alexander, Denzel Ward.
Denzel Ward is very good. I think he doesn't get enough appreciation. In the
We
league.
almost drafted him, but it was either. But we got Bradley Chubb, so I'm not gonna complain about that.
You can't go wrong with either one.
Exactly. Safeties: Minka Fitzpatrick and Jesse Bates.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Jesse
And then-
Bates from Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, and then the flex spot would be Janarius Sneed, the Janarius Sneed from the Chiefs.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad team.
Yeah, the defense is most definitely better than. Well, I can't say it's definitely better because there's most definitely good receivers and running backs, but outside of that, the linemen are most definitely better on the defensive side, and linebackers are ridiculous.
But Bucky Brooks wasn't done, fellas. You know, he's a former receiver, so he had his top 5 lockdown corners.
Oh, that's about to piss me off. Go ahead.
It's about to piss me off.
Well, this was 5 years ago. I probably would have. Come on, where's the list?
The top 5 corners, he gonna have Jalen Ramsey.
Okay, here's number 5. Mark, you already be pissed off already. He has Trey White at number 5.
I don't agree with that. Go ahead.
Number 4, Jair Alexander.
Wait, he's number 1 on every single list but this one?
Yeah.
All right, I guess. Go
Number
ahead.
3, Xavier Howard from the Dolphins.
He's not that good. Go ahead.
Number 2, Marlon Humphrey from the Ravens.
Marlon Humphreys is good, but he's not number 2.
He's not better than Trey White either.
No.
And then number 1 is Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey is most definitely a guy that I would not dispute being number 1. He's definitely very good.
Mark, I already know who your number 1 is, bro.
I feel as if you're making a list about corners and Jalen Ramsey and Trey White aren't even in the top 3,
Right.
then I don't see that list as being valid.
Yeah, I don't take it serious.
I don't take it seriously at all because don't get me wrong, Jair Alexander is most definitely very good. I think this year, that was terrible. Now if he plays the way he played last year, this year, then I will take these talks of how good he is a little bit more serious. Mm-hmm. But I've already seen these other guys, how productive they've been throughout all this time, and they've been very consistent so far. And so for you to say this dude who's been in the league for like about 2 years, and in my opinion, he hasn't even had like a Jalen Ramsey type of effect in the league either. Because Jalen Ramsey, you could tell he was one of the best corners in the league. As soon as he got a jersey,
Yep.
it was already written down. Like his dude's already. People were saying he was top 10 when he was drafted. So he pretty much lived up to all the hype that he has. I'm not surprised they don't have him on there. He gets burned too much. Never mind. I don't know why you brought him up.
Who?
I'm gonna say Marcus Peters. He gets burned too much.
He gambles. He's a zone corner. So Mark, you good?
No, I'm good. Like Nick said, once I hear Trey White is at the top 3, all right.
Well,
This is all for S&G.
okay.
Pretty much.
So Pro Football Focus did another list based off their top 50.
Oh my God.
They had their top 10 quarterbacks.
Oh, this is about to piss me off too. Go ahead.
Number 10 is Lamar Jackson. Number 9, Baker Mayfield. That's not even that's not even the bad part.
Hold on.
That's
No matter how bad
No.
you think that this dude is a passer, I refuse to
It
believe.
gets
No.
worse. It gets worse.
It can be.
Yes, it does.
Now let's just say Kirk Cousins.
Guess where it gets worse? Because Kirk Cousins is number 8.
Are you kidding me?
And number 7 is Matt Ryan.
No, you should let the real one go.
Are you kidding me?
Number 6 is Dak Prescott. Number 5 is your boy Josh Allen. Number 4, Russell Wilson. And we already said the top 3. Aaron Rodgers 3, Tom Brady 2, Patrick Mahomes 1.
I don't agree with
Where
that
in the world, what world do you see Lamar Jackson is not better than Kirk Cousins? Or Baker Mayfield?
Kirk Cousins
Or Matt Ryan?
I don't think Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback at all.
Is he even top 15?
I'm not even saying it because Derek Carr is my quarterback. I'd rather have Derek Carr than Kirk Cousins. I'm
I
sorry.
would too. And I hate the Raiders.
I'm being real because this dude, and I don't think Kirk Cousins not bad.
Whoa, we got some breaking news, B.
Uh-oh.
What's the breaking news, brother?
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, yeah, see that.
Yeah, I seen that. Go ahead, announce that. But we haven't announced it. But go ahead.
Anthony has won the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Social Justice Champion Award.
Yes.
Yeah. See what raw doggy strippers would do?
Why you do that, man? Couldn't just give that man his flowers, man. Couldn't just give that man his flowers without taking the shot, B. Come on.
He gave him his flowers.
I'm pretty sure you gave him something. I'm pretty sure they gave him
Whoa,
something.
whoa, man.
Oh, did he say him?
He said he gave him something too?
I'm pretty sure they gave him something too.
Oh.
You give him the flowers and you give him the fertilizer.
Oh boy, you guys are wilding out today. But yeah, those were the lists that NFL had.
Justin Herbert better than
I was just about to say that. Justin Herbert is most definitely better than
Yeah,
Kirk
Justin
Cousins.
Herbert is way better than Kirk.
Wait,
Cousins.
where's Deshaun Watson? They just have a top 10 quarterback list without Deshaun Watson?
That's crazy when you mention Justin
I just thought about that. Where's Deshaun Watson?
What team you play for?
It don't
Now,
matter.
Matt, so I'm assuming this list, are they under the assumption Deshaun Watson's not playing this year?
I
Because even
mean,
if he's not playing this year, he's better than Kirk Cousins.
he's most definitely better than Kirk Cousins.
He's better than Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
He's better than Lamar Jackson, no disrespect.
Is Kirk Cousins better than Ryan Tannehill?
Is Kirk well, he's not better than Lamar?
Deshaun Watson not better than Lamar?
B.
Hold on.
Lamar Jackson is better than Deshaun Watson is not better than Lamar Jackson.
At what?
Playing quarterback.
Deshaun Watson, the third best quarterback in the NFL.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Deshaun said if your name is not Russell, Brady, or Russell, Mahomes, or Aaron.
I have him ahead of Russell too. It's on Aaron Rodgers and that boy in Kansas City.
I don't think that boy in Kansas City that much better than him either. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I did not. How did that happen?
It's a thing called I don't know.
I don't know. Let's talk hoops, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Because NFL people. I don't know. Let's talk some hoops, gentlemen.
It's Bucky Brooks' problem.
This is about to be fun.
Oh wow. So let's talk conference finals first. Then we gonna get into the shade. All right. So we're watching. It's halftime right now. The Hawks are up 13 without Trae Young. I repeat,
Pathetic.
no Trae Young, and they're up 13 on the Bucks, 51-38.
It's two halves. Everybody got to remember that though.
I know, but this should not.
it's still
It should not. Their first half should be more like the Hawks' first half, and the Hawks should be the one playing catch up. But I digress.
Yeah, but I mean we know how it goes sometimes in sports.
True that. What's up, B?
Thanks, Marv Albert.
Oh yeah, Marv. By the way, he's on the call. He still has 2 more games left.
I thought he was done.
No, he's done at the end of the series.
Let's see Marv still there.
He's part of calling out names
Yeah, well, and it's not his, and technically it's not his fault either.
to an extent.
You heard me?
Yeah.
I said that was years ago. Come on, y'all.
Yeah, okay.
yes. So tell that to Chauncey Billups and Jason Kidd, but that's
Call out
spoiler.
names.
That's spoiler for later. Conference finals. I thought we would be talking about the Clippers in Cancun. I ain't gonna lie. When they went down 3-1, but Paul George said not so fast. And
Chris Paul said not so fast.
No, Chris Paul was he there? Was Devin Booker there?
Devin Booker hasn't been nowhere since
Thank you, Stephen A. Smith.
you
What?
know ever since he got crowned the next Kobe Bryant.
Ever since Patrick Beverly got serious.
Knock on wood. Shout out, but Big Johnson said 100.
Ever since Patrick Beverly got serious, Devin Booker ain't really been there.
Yeah, because Patrick Beverly do that clowning he was doing in the first game.
Oh, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? What were you thinking? What were you thinking, Stephen A. Smith, making that?
All right, this is the second time he done messed up somebody's playoffs.
What's next? I mean, so Donovan Mitchell is the greatest player in Jazz
Third
history.
time he said something crazy
He
every single round.
Actually, he did Donovan Mitchell times 2 because he said he's D-Wade 2.0 and he's the greatest player in Jazz history.
Yeah.
And by the way, there's some.
The Dwayne Wade 2.0 comparison isn't too far off though.
It's not, but man, well, Dwayne Wade's better hoping that he has a Dwayne Wade mind state and not want to be on his way out of Utah.
I mean, I want to leave Utah in general, not out for basketball reasons, but that's a whole different story.
So let's talk about the conference finals. Right now, you're seeing the Clippers win last night. Game 6 is tomorrow in L.A. And if the Clippers win tomorrow, then we have the best 2 words in sports on a Friday. One, that is Game 7.
In the same day?
No, Game 7. Well, see, Game 4 will be Game 6 will be tomorrow night. If it goes to a Game 7, it's Friday night. So, has anybody seen the Phoenix Suns?
Listen,
Were they still in LA over the weekend?
I'll let Mark go first.
Yeah, because go ahead.
As shocking this is to everybody else, this kind of didn't surprise me. if you look at the way Devin Booker played after Game 1, he hasn't really shown up. Chris Paul being Chris Paul in big series, so you know how that goes. And also, man, I don't want to just kill the Phoenix Suns, man. We gotta give the Clippers some love, man.
No, I'm giving.
They dogs, man. They out there fighting, man.
Look.
And
Y'all see the shirt I'm wearing, man. Y'all see the colors. If they put camera on the shoes, y'all know the color of the shoes. Let's just be real. I'm as a Laker fan, I have to not give Clippers love, but I gotta give Paul George respect because obviously, I gotta give Paul George respect because Clipper fans would have did the same thing if it was Kobe or Bron, but they wouldn't give the Lakers no love. So I'm gonna do Paul George love because what he did last night was ridiculous, especially in that second half. Basically,
That third quarter.
yeah, because he was basically.
Oh! After that block, that's crazy.
Giannis saying, "Okay, y'all don't."
like I said, it's 2 halves.
They don't woke up.
Yeah,
They
they
don't woke
feel
up.
like
Y'all don't woke up the giant now.
The difference in the difference in talent usually shows up in the second half.
Well, it's about to.
So that's all I'm saying. It was cool for them for the first half.
It was all good just an hour ago.
Yeah, but for I'm gonna be honest with you. You know,
That's
I
all right.
don't watch all our games, obviously,
Mr. Resident Clippers fan,
as
ladies and gentlemen.
I should. And you know, one thing I've seen throughout this whole entire playoffs is that a lot of times the Clippers they'll more so lose a game than the opponent beating them.
Right.
And that's happened at least like about 3 or 4 times. It actually it's happened twice in this series already. So that's the reason why I said, you know, this us coming back 3-1 isn't that far-fetched. Is it going to be easy? Of course not. But, you know, we've won 4 games in a row already. So what's winning 3? Especially when you having when you playing against a team that in all actuality, without your best player, you're still better than them. Let's just be real. You know, we're like 5 missed free throws away from yesterday's game being the last game of our series.
That's crazy, ain't it?
5 missed free throws away.
That just shows you you just need a little luck.
Yeah, most definitely. And Phoenix, they got very lucky to this point. They still haven't played a fully healthy team.
Yeah, I'm gonna lead out, and I'm gonna say that again because people want to give Phoenix their props. No, nothing disrespect to Phoenix, but I say this: they would not be the healthy Lakers team. They would not be
a healthy Laker team is breezing through these Western Conference
pretty much,
and until they meet a healthy Clipper team.
Exactly, and it'd be no advantage because neither team have to travel. Yeah, they travel. Be on the 405 for like an hour probably. That's the only travel if that.
That's the only thing you got to do. So it pretty much be an even playing field. Yeah, this game is starting to get kind of close.
Well, I don't know what Budenholzer said. By the way, Darvin Ham, you might not want to take another assistant job because if Budenholzer gets fired,
nah, he's not going nowhere. And shout out to DeMarcus Cousins yesterday too. DeMarcus Cousins gave us 15 points in 11 minutes.
yeah, that's the one thing I missed the year we won the title because Boogie got hurt during the offseason. I really wanted to see him and AD just recreate what they had in New Orleans, but
I want us to start Boogie, but I trust what Ty Lue is doing. Ty Lue, look, to this point, Ty Lue has pretty much told me, trust the process.
hey, the dude is down 3-1 in the finals and is the only coach that has came back and won. He's trying to make history again, being the first coach to lead a team back down 0-2 3 straight series.
Yeah, we can't allow that to happen no more though. Like that's not good. But you know, I guess us coming back to our house or after the third game, we pretty much wake up for some fan reason. I don't know.
So also the Kawhi Leonard and Yavisa Zubac, according to reports from CBS Sports, are both game time decisions for tomorrow night. Now, I heard Dan Patrick say this. Someone he talked to within the Clippers thinks if this series got to a 6 game, then there's a good chance Kawhi could come back. So let's talk about what
in the world was that?
Who knows? Well, offensive foul.
Should have been a travel.
But let's talk about what Mr. Skip Bayless. All of a sudden, he wants to be the new Woj now.
Uh-oh.
Be the new Woj now and break stories. Like, let me be perfectly clear. There's nobody talking to Skip like that.
No.
I'm just being real. Nobody's talking to Skip. No, man.
Maybe John Barry.
Oh man, yeah, that's about it. Shout out to Living Pepper Lou.
Yeah. So only nobody's talking to Skip like that.
He's 5 for 5 and 17 points.
Yeah. I don't believe that. When he said that Kawhi is mad at the Clippers.
He's mad at the Clippers allegedly for the medical staff.
What do you be mad at him for?
Same.
I mean, if he's hurting, and he can't play. I mean, just go ahead and sit down. You had that same problem with San Antonio. They tried to what they said they tried to keep him from playing, or they wanted him to play and he couldn't.
That was pretty much. This is pretty much what it sounds like. Sounds like deja vu. Sounds like deja vu.
Hey, I'm like this. I already sent in the group message. Hey, if it's true, bye. Go ahead, and let him leave.
Uncle Dennis is cool with Skip like that.
I highly doubt that.
No.
Okay.
He's most definitely cool with Stephen A.
So you think the stuff Stephen A. was saying is legit?
I haven't heard too much of what Stephen A. said because I haven't watched First Take.
So no, he's not been on, but he's been doing it. He's been covering the finals.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the conference finals. So Stephen A. was on SportsCenter yesterday. He says maybe it might be in the Clippers' best interest not to bring Kawhi back.
I don't know if it's in our best interest because it's most definitely you don't just let a player of his caliber just walk away. Regardless of what the injuries and all that stuff, when Kawhi Leonard plays, your team is at a different level. He brings a lot to a team. He's a closer. He's a great defender. He most definitely makes your team. This dude to be on your team and you have the right piece over there. Most definitely makes you guys title contenders.
Our boy Kinsey says that he needs to be on calling out names for saying it's Paul George's town. Stephen A. Smith said that?
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear that.
Kinsey, did Stephen A. Smith say that? Just say yes or no. Did Stephen A. Smith say that?
He can't. Stephen A. Smith.
If Stephen A. Smith said that, we're going straight to calling out names.
Oh, yeah, he didn't hurt John feelings.
No,
Oh no!
Giannis is down and he's holding his knee.
Oh, he's. Oh yeah, I just saw what he just screamed.
Oh, he said
he's done.
no.
He's done.
No.
He's done.
This cannot be happening again. We're watching the game 4 right now.
I saw that scream. Yeah,
and his brother's looking like and Giannis is down and he's holding his knee. They were showing the replay right now.
Oh!
Hyperextended that knee. Oh no.
Oh no! Look! Pay attention to the knee. Look at the knee.
No, I can't even look at that.
Oh my God!
Clint Capella fell into his knee. Oh no.
He's done. Yeah, look. Yeah,
Please.
Oh my God!
Let's say a prayer right now for Giannis, please, and
Yeah.
please. This cannot happen. This is not.
No.
This is not. No, man. Please don't.
NBA, you need to look at what's going on.
I'm
All of your best players are hurt.
I'm just looking at his brother. All you need to do is just look at his brother's face.
You don't have to look at his brother.
I know, but no one has seen. But that's his brother.
Yeah, look.
You just see this.
Oh yeah, this is bad.
Your hope. Come on. No, man, this is not happening again.
I can't. Somebody who had a knee injury, I hate when people have knee injuries, man.
Come on, please,
Man,
I hope it's
please.
just hyperextended, man.
I hope so too.
Me too. Because oh my God, that looked horrible.
Okay, please, come on. Let's just hope
Man,
this just took a turn for the worse. Hopefully, this is not. Looking at
the NBA, you need to take a cold, hard look at this playoff series.
Oh no!
And remember,
no,
he needs help walking off too.
Come on, Giannis, come on.
He got to at least walk over there to the bench by himself.
Please, come on, man. No.
Oh yeah, brother helping. Oh yeah.
Nah. Oh no. Come on.
Nah.
Please, Jesus, no. Jesus, no.
He can't walk on it. Look, he just said it.
Nah,
He said I can't.
he said I can't put no pressure on it.
God.
Ooh.
Nah, he good.
Oh no, he can walk. Cool. Woo, man. Bro,
Thank you. Oh boy.
That was looking, man.
What was it? Hold on. It's probably. I'm guessing if he can walk on it right now, it's probably. I'm not a doctor. you can just hope at worst it's a sprain and not a tear. But man,
He's not playing the rest of this game.
he's done for the night.
He's not playing next game either. You can book that right now. He's not playing next. He's not playing the next game. He not playing the rest of the series.
That ain't done in 2 days.
Nah, he's not playing the rest of the series.
He's gonna be.
This is this is Chris Middleton's team now. Batman.
Well, let Kendrick Perkins and Steven Jackson tell it he's Batman.
Batman.
If you're
With no Robin.
if you're just tuning in right now, Giannis Antetokounmpo just went down with a knee injury.
I'm about to see what Twitter talking about with this.
Yeah, it looked bad, man. I hope, like I said, I hope it's just
I'm praying at worst it's just a sprain.
I hope it's just a hyperextension.
Because there's no way, man. Okay, he's walking. Okay, he's walking by himself, which is good. But hopefully, I don't think he plays in the rest of the night. There's no. Because if there's any possibility that he can come back for Game 5, you don't chance it. So you see, he's walking gingerly. But the best part is he's walking on his own and not being carried.
I don't want to say that on air, but
We'll save it for off the.
I got something for off air.
Okay. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to Adam Silver. You made a deal with the devil,
You sure did.
and he came back, and he's coming back to collect in installments.
Bruh.
Adam Silver's the real monster. Like how they was taking the
Yeah, he is. Or in the case of the new in the new Space Jam, the new Space Jam, which comes out in 2 weeks.
What version is that one?
The Goon Squad. He's the Goon Squad. Nah, not that. Nah. Nah, ain't no space. Ain't none of that Space Jam.
Yeah,
You got jokes.
that's wrong space movie.
Nah.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. Nah, it ain't that. Man, I'm just hoping Giannis is okay, man. Man, oh boy.
No, in all seriousness though, yeah, most definitely because knee injuries are the worst injuries to have. I've been fortunate of never having a knee injury before,
Right.
but like when Mark said he's had one, and he said he can't stand to watch one of those happen, and then it's bad. They're never good.
Yeah, nah. I've torn my ACL before. It's horrible.
So let's talk. We talk about Kawhi. We just talked about it right now. So there's talks, maybe I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's staying with the Clippers. He probably just opts out, signs a 1-1. Or maybe picks up his option because he knows he's probably not going to play most of next year. But who cares? Someone's going to pay him regardless.
I don't think he wants to. He doesn't leave in general because I think he's one of those dudes. He's probably comfortable staying out here, and he's probably already comfortable where he's at. He's already won championships. He's not. Oh yeah, they gonna start hitting the freeway against him now.
I think if we do switch teams, he's just switching locker room.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Although there was this talk about, the Heat and him maybe wanting to team up with Jimmy Butler and Bam.
Look, the way the Heat fumbled this year, I wouldn't even want to think about going up over there. They had their chance to go right back to the championship.
Yeah, but I think Kawhi on that team because now Jimmy Butler not your best player.
He wasn't last year either.
Yeah, but they was expecting him to be. That's the problem.
He doesn't need to, he's not a one. And we've been clear about that. We
Yeah.
saw that.
Yeah.
We saw that.
He's definitely not a one. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Nothing against him though. He's still a great player. But
if you can add Kawhi over there, it's just like you just forming them into the position that they should be in. Like Jimmy Butler is a second best player on the team, a great second option.
so it's like
What Josh said.
I remember they used to say that Giannis came back up over there.
Great.
But they said there was this category that it was Kawhi, Paul George, and Jimmy Butler. They were all in that same little category. So
Kawhi,
Paul George, and Jimmy Butler.
That was-
so Kawhi say who's second?
that was before Kawhi offense started getting developed like it is now.
they say like Kawhi is still the best one. And
Bogdanovich.
yeah, there you go. Ooh, that was a good shot.
They're about
And
dub.
one.
They're about dub.
Oh yeah, they getting them up out of here.
Yeah, this is going to 6 games.
No, this is going 7.
Good point.
This is a 7-game series.
Well,
Out of nowhere.
at least we'll have hoops to watch on the 4th of July weekend. Well,
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
So if you're Kawhi, so if you're a team, would you want? I mean, I would want Kawhi. I mean, I don't.
How old is Kawhi?
He's actually today's his birthday.
Kawhi is the same age as me.
30.
He just turned 30.
Today's his 30th birthday.
So, at worst case scenario, he will be out next year.
Yes.
At worst, because we don't know yet. At worst case scenario.
At worst.
Say he hasn't had they haven't said no
I know.
surgery or nothing yet. So
At worst, that's what I'm saying. At worst case scenario, he's out for at least until playoffs next year.
Right.
You won't have him back at 31, 32.
He's still being in his prime.
He's still being in his prime. If I'm Miami, I do it.
I would.
Because you have one more run at it.
Yeah, most definitely. Because Jimmy Butler's like 32, 33.
Yeah, you have one more run at it. And I think that after Jimmy Butler get up out of there, I think you probably can replace him with somebody else that's a valuable second. So
You most definitely can.
yeah, I think if I'm Miami, I would do it.
Because nothing against what he does, because he's a great defender. He's one of those hustle players, whatever. But you can definitely find somebody that the price tag that he has that can score more points consistently.
Actually, a team that we're watching right now would be good with him. He'd be good with
Milwaukee. So let me in the comments on
Yeah.
YouTube. So obviously everyone's loving the Pepsi Blue, by the way.
Of course they are.
So they see Maps Media says Lamar. I guess they're mad at Lamar that they have Kirk Cousins ahead of Lamar, which is stupid. So yeah, that list is busted. Pause. And
that
we
list-
said,
that
well,
list
come
is
on,
well
hey,
for
look here, Maps Media, you're watching. I'm gonna sell you to you too. Lamar Jackson is not better than Deshaun Watson. Y'all really letting having a lot of recency bias with Deshaun Watson. I see.
No, I think a lot of people look at this is the thing that makes Lamar Jackson a player that a lot of people will put him that high is because of one thing. He can always – it seems like each year he's gotten better with his passing. And I guess they waiting on the 1 year where that passing matches up with his athleticism, and all of a sudden this dude is just absolutely unstoppable. I think that's one thing that people are seeing when they see him because they like he's so young and he already won the MVP without really being that good of a passer.
Right.
Well, NFL passer. Because I'm not saying he's a bad passer. He's not that good of an NFL passer.
Right.
So let's talk about the coaching carousel in the NBA. So far we have 7 vacancies, and so far 4 have been filled within the last week.
Didn't their passing coach just get a job?
Oh yeah, he's the head coach of the Houston Texans.
Continue.
So over the last week, we've had 4 vacancies filled in the NBA, starting in Boston. Ime Udoka, who's an assistant for the Brooklyn Nets, is now the new head coach of the Boston Celtics. First Nigerian-born head coach in NBA history.
That's when you used to play for the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Blazers.
Yeah.
And he's married to Nia Long.
It's a real MVP.
Not married yet.
Well, they're partners.
Oh, he going back to the locker room.
They're partners.
They have a child together.
Oh.
So then the news on Thursday, Rick Carlisle, Ben Reddy's former coach of the Mavs, is now going back to Indy to be the head coach of the Pacers.
That was a great move by Indy.
That's a great move by Carlisle.
Yeah.
And
That's a perfect marriage for him.
and with that, he publicly endorsed Mark's favorite player, Jason Kidd, to be the new head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, which he did. Jason Kidd is now the head coach of the really is now the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks.
You don't like that move, B?
And then we have the other
Half right.
news is that Chauncey Billups is now the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers.
Shout out to Chauncey.
And it's interesting with these two situations with Dallas and Portland. Let's start off with the situation with Dallas is with Luka.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark Cuban told a media report that him and Porzingis haven't been getting along. Number one, you the owner. Why are you telling that to the media? You know better than that. What? Can't just keep something in house.
Well, apparently not. Have you seen they never mind.
And speaking of
Different show.
Porzingis, I heard there's a team in LA that might be trying to go after him too.
Who, the Sparks?
Nah, another team that wear purple and gold.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So the USC turns from Cardinal, change their uniform from Cardinal to purple?
No.
Wow.
Y'all gonna have a foreign version.
So we're
of
gonna have
Anthony Davis.
so we're gonna have 7, as Mark calls them, 7-3 Kuzma.
2 of them.
Actually, no, because they would trade Kuz. Kuz would be involved in the
I'm
trade.
talking about Anthony Davis.
No, Anthony Davis would be all right. He just better make sure he comes in shape and
What?
Anthony Davis is
be in shape.
he's an athletic Porzingis.
he's better than Porzingis.
Oh, he's most definitely that.
Kenzie said,
We're not denying that at all.
he said, don't speak that evil on us, Mark. He said, don't speak that evil on us.
Hey, look, yeah. Lakers better leave Porzingis alone.
So let's go over to Portland with the whole Dame situation. Now, according to Windhorst, it said that Dame isn't going to necessarily ask for a trade. I think that's crap. I think his days in Portland are numbered. He wanted Jason Kidd. I think he said he was cool with Chauncey Billups, but everything I know, he wanted Jason Kidd.
I mean, of course he wanted Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was definitely the better point guard, and Jason Kidd's already been a coach.
And he's from Oakland, just like Dame.
Yeah, so it's understandable. So, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it's even though he's not Jason Kidd, that's not a bad hire for him.
Chauncey, I'm happy you got the job.
Yeah, most definitely. He always had he's always a very smart player when he played, you know, and you know he's done wonders for our coaching staff up over there so far. So, you know, more power to him.
So and then another situation is council culture. I hate council culture, gentlemen.
There's no such thing.
It's really not.
Well, let these youngsters tell you what it is, because the world is trying to cancel Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups before they coach their first game with their new teams. So let's start.
That Saint look crazy.
Well, which one y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with J. Kidd or Chauncey?
It don't matter where we started. I'm gonna have the same ending argument with both of them. So
Okay.
it don't matter.
All right, let's start with J. Kidd. So J. Kidd, we all know
I might have to watch that.
while he was staying with the Nets in 2001, he was arrested for domestic violence. He pled guilty to spousal abuse. We all know when he was with the Knicks, he had a DUI in 2012.
So.
And that's my point. But anyway,
He was with Phoenix.
okay, he was with Phoenix when that happened. But still, they want to bring this up. It's been 20 years. He is not the same person. Now, I don't condone violence towards women. Let's be clear. None of us do.
No.
But when you listen to people who've talked to Jason Kidd, he is not that same person he was. And y'all didn't have a problem when he was as a player, so why not y'all have a problem with him now as a coach? What, Nick?
The problem I have with this is, why wasn't this brought up when he was coaching over there in Milwaukee?
Or Brooklyn?
He's had 2 coaching jobs already. This is not like this is his first time being a coach. So why is it all of a sudden being brought up now?
They brought it.
He's a high profile assistant coach with the Lakers now.
Thank you.
And it was brought up when his name was being circulated to be the head coach of the Lakers. And because I know there were some people like, I can't have a guy who's arrested, who had domestic violence on his record as my head coach. I'm not going to say the person's name because I respect the person, obviously. But, you know, I think it was BS. But let me be clear. I don't agree with it.
Who was that?
My man, Greg Bergman. He's anti-domestic violence, which we all are. But I don't think that's a reason for Jason Kidd not to get a job. If he's proven that he's rehabilitated his image and that he's not the same person, and he admitted to spousal abuse, he admitted that he committed spousal abuse, which most people wouldn't have done. And he's been remarried, has kids. He's done everything right since the whole situation with his first wife, and that's none of our business what happened. But we don't condone violence towards women. But we gotta get out of this mind state.
Who said that?
Huh?
Who said that?
Said what?
They didn't want Jason Kidd as a coach?
Well, at that time it was my man Greg Bergman.
He been a Laker fan?
Yeah.
Is he a Kobe fan?
Yeah.
Continue.
Okay. So my man Kenzie said, council coach is nothing but a bunch of keyboard warriors in their mom's basement with one hand in Doritos bag and the other hand in their. I'll let y'all pause.
Yeah.
I was like, pause.
That's ridiculous. Here's my whole thing. I don't believe that somebody who is in their I'm just saying. Well, he's like in his 40s.
This your kid?
Like in his mid 40s.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you in your mid 40s should still be condemned for a mistake that you've already pretty much served your time for your crime already. You know, you've done like you said, you've done everything right. There's no reason why a small mistake from your 20s, like that, should still be lingered around upon you right now, especially when it's a time where it's like it's not consistent. It's a pick and choose type of thing. So you know, it'd be different if every time if he was brought up, this was being brought up. Like you said, this man's had 2 coaching jobs. He's like you said, a high profile assistant coach. Everybody know if you know basketball, everybody know who Jason Kidd is.
Who's the owner of the Lakers, by the way?
Jeannie Buss.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Jeannie Buss is a woman, right?
last time I checked, she was.
Okay.
So if she doesn't have an issue with it,
I'm sure she did her due diligence as the same way as
Everybody
Dallas
else did.
Yeah.
I guarantee her and Linda Rambis did their due diligence on bringing Jason Kidd on as a staff. Remember, all the talk was Vogel better watch out because J. Kidd might snake him for his job. Jason Kidd was basically a Boy Scout because you didn't hear from him. He didn't do any interviews with the Lakers. He just basically did his job and was an assistant.
oh, good move.
Oh, yeah, Cam Reddish.
Yeah, you go back to Duke.
Kenzie said Michael Vick should be the reason that people should get second chances. People evolve and grow. Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's people still to this day that hold that whole dog fighting thing is Michael Vick. The moment you bring up Michael Vick's name, there are people that still say dog killer, which in my opinion is absolute BS. The man he's literally done everything right since that happened. Somebody else got hurt?
Nah.
Oh, he had failed.
By the way, I got some breaking news real quick.
Breaking news.
All right, so the breaking we saw this story yesterday that Penny Hardaway, of course, the head coach of Memphis, interviewed to be the head coach for the Orlando Magic. He has announced he's staying in Memphis, but he's adding another addition to his staff. Hall of Famer Larry Brown is now an assistant for the University of Memphis.
Whoa.
That's a big pickup for him, Paul.
Whoa.
Larry Brown's assistant for Memphis.
Larry Brown is now on Penny Hardaway's staff at the University of Memphis.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Hall of Famer.
Who could be
A head coach in the NBA if you wanted to.
No, who could be possibly
One of them.
best coach that we've seen.
One of them. He's definitely he's in the conversation.
By the way, people forget. Obviously, we know Larry Brown. Sorry, his coaching tree is ridiculous because he learned from Dean Smith and Greg Popovich. Who could say that?
Yeah.
He learned from Dean Smith and Greg Popovich.
That's
But
crazy.
back to Jason Kidd, and I'm glad you brought up the age thing with Jason Kidd. Age.
Age.
Because that makes me segue to the situation with Chauncey Billups.
Magic never had it.
Well, cool. Depends who you ask. This brings the situation with Chauncey Billups. So Chauncey Billups is now the head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. And then when it was announced,
He's keeping him from falling.
They're keeping him from.
Because look, you see how his arm is? If you let him fall, his arm would have broke.
Ben is funny.
It looked like he helping him, but it looked like he wanted to fall.
like, man, he's like, something, stop flopping, dude, get up.
He looked back up like, what are you doing? I'm faking it.
So, wow. So Chauncey Billups is now the head coach in Portland, and then reports circulated about an incident that happened in 1997 when he was a rookie with the Celtics. Him, Antoine Walker, Ron Mercer, he was accused of rape.
Him and Ron Mercer.
Him and Ron Mercer were accused of rape. There were no criminal charges, but he settled. But he settled in a civil case. Today, Chauncey Billups was officially introduced as the head coach of the Blazers. He answered the question. He said the situation, it made me, basically say, it helped him grow as a person. He didn't really get into details, whatever. So a reporter who covers the Blazers for The Athletic asked him, you said that the situation, helped you grow, whatever. How? And then Chauncey was going to answer. But then the Blazers PR jumped in and was like, he's already addressed this question. We're going to move on to another question.
That was sparked by his PR people. Even if the
It was the Blazers PR.
Well, Blazers PR. Even if it was like the right answer he was going to give, at that point, that's kind of like a trick question they were trying to give him.
It don't matter what answer he would have given.
Yeah, it would have bad.
They'd have picked it apart.
It would have been bad.
Yeah, they would have picked it apart. So that was a smart move by the PR.
Yeah, because they already had in their mind from the beginning. Because anytime they hit you with, so you said, anytime they hit you one of those questions, don't even answer it.
Yeah, they're trying to, and the words that we might understand them more, they're trying to jam you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
By the way, someone responded when this report was when that question got made on social media. I saw it was posted on Instagram, and then the great Gilbert Arenas
All right, Cam.
had the response. Cam, yeah, still went to the wrong school, but
My guy Gil.
Gil, Gil exactly like his Instagram handle.
No chill, Gil.
Yeah, and I'm going to get the comment right now because I want to. Right, where we go? Where is it at?
I have a question though.
Here we go.
About
Okay, so Gil says, "Wow, 1997 allegations, and he brings that up 30 years later. Effing incredible. I hope this man never gets a prime sit down with anyone with this type of mind state. 100. He's not for progression. He wants to hold everyone to their past. Will this man? Yeah, that was. I was trying to see, was that it? Okay. Will this man pass this 5-time All-Star, NBA champion, 3-time All-NBA player, 2-time All-Defense Finals MVP?
My thing with that is that I don't like the fact of that, if you're gonna press the issue about this, why you wait till this time, and why aren't you pressing the issue about this every single time this person got some type of new job? Chauncey Billups has been on TV.
He's been on TV he was at ESPN.
Exactly. He was
owned by Disney.
Thank you. He's had multiple jobs with this what's going on with the NBA, and he finally gets himself he's a high profile assistant coach too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure the Clippers and Ty Lue and everybody went and did they due diligence and everything to make sure that what happened with the situation, because let's just be honest. I'm gonna just go ahead and go right at this. Now they doing all this with them two, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess who we celebrating for their last game coming up?
Marvelous Marv Albert.
Nasty Marv.
Messy Marv.
And we don't even need to get into the story. Go Google Marv Albert assault. And that's all
This man shouldn't be on TV. If y'all have an issue with them coaching, then you will most definitely have an issue with Marv Albert. That's all I have to say.
And I'm going to also bring this up. Look, I have no problem with Becky Hammond getting a head coaching job.
No.
And I hope she does. But for everyone saying that Portland just basically interviewed her just because they want to, say, oh yeah, we interviewed a woman and she was a finalist and she spoke to the owner, this and that. No. And if anyone followed the reports, everybody knew that Portland's first choice was Chauncey Billups. So don't be getting mad with the people going on Twitter saying good morning to everyone except for the people who didn't hire Becky Hammond. When her time comes, she will be the first woman head coach in the NBA.
I think once Pop retires, when she getting hers.
It's a no-brainer.
She has that job down packed. She just needs to wait for him to retire.
I've always said it's either going to be her or Tim Duncan. I think it's going to be her.
Yes.
It's just like Airbnb up over there with the Chiefs. There's no reason for him to go nowhere else but the Chiefs. And,
go ahead, man.
And that was crazy. There's no reason for him to go nowhere else. Look, who wanted him on their team? Airbnb. Who wanted him on their team? They want. It was the Texans. Who else? Eagles. Look, none of them situations, if he get hired right now, are gonna be better than the situation of him having Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback for at least the next 7 years. Because Andy Reid may retire in 2 years, and this dude go ahead and be the next head coach. And guess what? You possibly got the best quarterback in the league for the next 7 years as your quarterback.
By the way, no, they made it official. Giannis is down for the rest of the game with a left knee.
Yeah.
So just that was.
I think they said hyperextension on there. So
they'll have an MRI tomorrow, and when they get back to Milwaukee,
he getting the Kawhi treatment.
Nah, he don't have that. He don't have that much juice.
what?
Pause.
I don't know. He does have 2 MVPs.
Yeah, but Kawhi basically is like Kaiser Sose. Man, I don't think Giannis has that bleep you mentality like Kawhi does.
Yeah.
Because obviously, how many other superstars are sitting in the suite during the playoffs when most of them would be, if they're not on the bench, they're pretty much in the locker room.
Well, I also think he did that because they just had a baby, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, I think that's probably for like.
Yeah, Kawhi just had a baby.
Yeah, I think that's just keeping him away from everybody else
That's
because
cool.
he's going home with the baby.
So hopefully, I mean,
At
I hope
least he's
Kawhi,
there.
well, I hope Kawhi comes back. But y'all want to get okay. There's two more topics that are going to be, the huge discussions. Obviously, we're gonna talk. We can go Scotty versus everybody, or we can just go ahead and get the Team USA stuff out the way.
Let's go to Team USA.
Okay. So Team USA officially announced their roster for the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo, which will take place in a couple of weeks. The roster includes Kevin Durant. Not James Harden. James Harden. He decided to opt out of completing the Olympics. But it's James Harden. I'm sorry. It's Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Draymond Green, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, Jeremy Grant. Okay, so Jeremy Grant. I'm missing some. I'm trying to get to the opposite name. I'm trying to get to the obvious name because I know we're going to talk about him. He's going to be the topic of discussion.
Well, Kyrie Irving?
No, not. Well, he opted out as well.
Of course.
So it's Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Bradley Beal, Chris Middleton.
I got you right here.
Go ahead, bro.
Bam.
Okay.
Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Jeremy Grant, Draymond, Drew, Zach LaVine, Dame, Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum, and the last person who I know you want to talk about right now
is one Kevin Love. Jerry Colangelo, who's the chairman of USA Basketball, he addressed the media yesterday.
The Colangelo's not that bright. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, he is. Well, his son isn't. He is. His son isn't. But
B, you good?
I mean, he ain't. His son ain't. His son took Markel Fultz. That's cool. But Jerry Colangelo said that Kevin Love's experience with USA Basketball in 2012 also played a major decision factor in his decision to have him on the roster. Although there was other players like Julius Randle who he was considering as well. And then I saw a tweet from Mark Spears where it sounded like Kevin Love was more comfortable taking a lesser role on Team USA, just basically being the end of the bench guy. And they don't think that, by the way, it is left knee hyperextension for Giannis. Instead, and guys like maybe Randall or Zion were probably not comfortable taking that. Now, we don't know about Zion. We haven't heard anything, but as far as Julius, I know Julius Randle was one of the guys they was considering. So,
here's my whole thing with that. Team US, when it comes to the Olympic basketball, it's a lot different than the NBA. You may think just because you join this team, it's one of the. I think it's more so an ego thing with some of these dudes because, like you said, maybe Kevin Love doesn't care. Kevin Love's like I've been an All-Star. I've won a championship. I've been to Team USA before. I've done all this whatever. I put up big numbers in the NBA. You guys want me up over here. Maybe he could be the leader, like the quote unquote veteran leader for the team.
So
do I think there could have been better choices? Oh, of course.
It's not even. No doubt.
There's no doubt about that. But
so our boy Kenzie said he's scared that Jason Tatum is going to try to get a big three with JT, Dame, and Bradley Beal. Now because they're all in the Olympics.
There's one problem with that. Jaylen Brown's not going anywhere. I think Jaylen Brown proved his worth. What happened?
You're not saying you would keep Jaylen Brown over Damian Lillard? You would keep Jaylen Brown instead of Damian Lillard?
Listen, I'm not saying that I would personally. But look, it's all according to what type of scheme this coach wants to quote unquote run.
See you, Jaylen Brown.
Enjoy the Pacific Northwest.
See you, Jaylen Brown.
Enjoy the Pacific Northwest.
I mean, you went to Cal, so it's not.
Yeah, I mean, you be like about 8 hours away from the Bay Area. No, dang. But I don't know how they get Bradley Beal because if you're trading Jaylen Brown for Dame, you don't have they're not Boston's not taking back Marcus Smart. What you going or maybe they trade those first round picks. Obviously they got the OKC pick now in the Kemba trade.
There's a way you can get
Bradley Beal.
Yep.
How?
If there's a will, there's a way.
Let's just say Jaylen Brown's already been hypothetically. Let's just say Jaylen Brown's already been traded for Dame. How do you get Bradley Beal to Boston?
Goodbye, Marcus Smart. Goodbye.
All right, don't mess with Bobby Portis. What's his name? Was it Mirotic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he fired on Mirotic. That was crazy.
He broke his jaw. When he was with the Bulls.
Yeah, they both on the Bulls.
They got in a fight.
They was on the same team.
They was on the same team. They got in a fight in the locker room, and Bobby Portis knocked him out.
Broke his jaw.
Where he at? He on this team?
Nah, I don't think he's out of the league. He went back over to Europe.
Yeah,
Bobby Porter sucked him back to Europe. I think there's, like you said, draft pick.
Yeah, that's most definitely.
Yeah, you can give, because at that point, dog, Washington gonna be trying to rebuild anyway.
Okay,
so if you have expiring contracts,
because Washington most definitely going to build around Hachimura, most definitely, if they're smart.
So what about Philly?
What about Philly?
What about them?
Dame for Ben Simmons.
In a heartbeat.
If
Daryl Morey went and traded for James Harden, so I wouldn't even know. I don't know.
I think that was personal. Me personally,
I think that was personal too.
That was personal. That wasn't logical. That was personal.
If I'm Philly, yes, I would do that.
Yeah.
If I'm Portland, I'm like, get off my phone.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, Portland. Well, Portland's going to be the loser regardless, depending on what team, whatever trade offer they get.
Now, if you get Jaylen Brown, I'm not saying.
If they can get Jaylen Brown and still keep CJ McCollum over there, that's not a bad backcourt. There's still a you just move CJ point guard, which pretty much what he does.
That's what he been playing before he got to Portland.
Yeah.
Okay, so what about? And it sounds ridiculous even saying. Someone threw out there, what if you somehow get Dame in Golden State?
The only way you get Dame in Golden State is if you're trading Stephen Curry.
Well, and they're saying you're not trading Steph.
No.
Wait. So who you gonna give up?
Nope.
And how it's gonna work? Because you're gonna have Klay Thompson play the three.
You can have Klay. You can give Klay Thompson, James Wiseman in that pick, one of them picks.
So you giving up Klay for Dame?
At this point, yeah.
If I'm Golden State,
let's just be real. Klay's not a better player than Damian Lillard.
Wait.
Let's just be real.
If
we're talking about Klay Thompson off the back-to-back injuries.
If I'm Golden State and I can have Dame Lillard and Steph Curry in the backcourt,
that's the same person.
Bye.
Well, not exactly, because Dame don't play defense, man.
Does Curry?
No.
Exactly. That's why I said it.
Does it matter at that point? You got two dudes on there gonna average like about 30 points a game,
and you still got Wiseman, who's not Wiseman. You got Wiggins, who's a good defender, and you still got Draymond.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to think about that.
And you still got the 14th pick.
Okay, I don't want to think about that. What about this trade that's been circulated with Golden State? It's not involving Dame. Golden State sends Wiggins, Wiseman, and the 7th pick to Toronto for Pascal Siakam.
If I'm Siakam, if I'm Siakam, if I'm
Toronto has the 4th pick already.
If I'm Toronto, I would most definitely think about that.
If I'm going to say it, I don't know why I do that, but
I don't think that makes Golden State better.
No.
And I don't think it really fits a need for Golden State because they already have a player. They basically have players that do what he does already for cheaper.
And I think that, don't get me wrong, Wiggins is not the superstar player or all-star player, but right. I think when Klay come back, that'll take some of that pressure off of him, and sometimes you gotta fit right into your role, and I think Wiggins' role will be that.
And let's be honest, Wiggins can fall into that role and still give you about 15 points a game.
And you still have what's his name, Oubre?
Kelly Oubre over there.
They got to make a signing trade.
What?
They got to make a signing trade.
Wow.
They got to do a signing trade to keep Oubre.
Wow, this is crazy.
And I believe the Giannis injury really just took this game.
It was already over before that.
But man,
that took the energy out of the. I already called it even before that happened.
Lemon pepper for everybody.
Look at the shot.
Oh yeah.
Clint Capella has never shot us. There's never. Wow, that's just how you know it's just your night. Okay, back to Kevin Love. So now everyone played they had to play the race card.
I don't get why.
And I'm saving part of my argument on that for calling out names because as Mutombo was like, wow. By the way, happy belated birthday to the game Mutombo as well. By the way, he's 55. Number 55 turned 55. So shout out to Mutombo.
I thought it was 55 while he was playing.
No.
So they played the race card with Kevin Love getting his spot on Team USA because obviously you could have played Julius Randle there, you could put Zion there. Mark, you brought up Brandon Ingram. There was plenty of other players like you guys said who were more worthy of being selected.
Shoot, I think there's more players worthy of being selected than Jeremy Grant.
I really think
I'm
that
gonna be honest with you.
Well, I think with what it is, a lot of players I think turned it down just because the short offseason. This was a normal Olympic year. You have no. This would be like this thing. You and I the thought of Jeremy Grant. I mean, you have like always one of those teams. We have like the Tayshaun Prince and Michael Redd, like we're on the Redeem team. Or like in 2012, Tyson was on.
But they made sense for the team though. At least look, Tayshaun Prince, he brought defense.
Right.
He brought rebounding. Michael Redd obviously brought more scoring. They each brought something that was pivotal to that team. Even if they was playing towards the end of the game, they most definitely was the people like, all right, LeBron. Let's just remember, LeBron averages like about 10 points a game during the Olympics, or 12. Mm-hmm. LeBron barely scores.
And Carmelo
is the leading scorer all time in the Olympics.
Well, they couldn't.
Because the three,
they could call Melo. I mean, he has. I know he has 3 gold medals, but heck,
I don't think he probably want to do it.
No, you want the off air.
So yeah, ready to talk. So our thoughts. I'm gonna say more of the thoughts on the Kevin Love thing, calling out names. I gotta address a couple people on this issue.
I thought he was gonna dunk.
He almost did, but let's go ahead and talk Scotty, man.
Uh-oh.
Is this calling out names or we just addressing Scotty?
Did you have Scotty on calling out names? Because this is basically going to transition into calling out names.
Well, we can just do that.
Call out names.
Yeah, let's go ahead and drop. As Young Dolly's still watching his favorite segment. The segment that brings Pepsi Blue and Twizzlers together. On the corner.
What a second.
So it's on for the often imitated, never duplicated segment. It is time for it's time for calling out names.
Let me call out name first.
Yes, you can go ahead first, bro. So once Ben Ready drops that beat, we can go. Let's go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
Hold on. Are you ready? I'm calling out me.
Oh!
Why is this, my friend?
I'm gonna play the music for that.
Oh, that's cold.
In a group chat earlier, once we said Trae Young wasn't playing,
You said this game wasn't going to be worth watching.
I said this game ain't going to be worth watching.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It wasn't at first.
It's still not.
But even
John Collins just hit a jumper. Now they're back up by 20.
But even before
Shout out to the number.
Giannis got hurt,
By the way, shout out to Kenzie. He says my favorite segment of the week. Go ahead.
even before Giannis got hurt, Atlanta was playing really well.
Yeah.
So I gotta call myself out for that blunder.
Yeah,
so-
I got to call myself out for that one too, because I most definitely said that Milwaukee hit the freeway against them.
Yeah,
and I was most definitely wrong.
Yeah, so make that 3 because I said the same thing.
Yeah, I think everybody who was,
Yeah,
except
big.
for people that like Atlanta, chose that.
What's up, B?
Before y'all got here, y'all know the other conversation that happened. That this game is so trash, we was gonna put it on that TV.
Yeah, we gonna put it on that TV.
Exactly. We were
Switch on this TV.
we were gonna put the game on the
Yeah.
in the picture with the second screen.
Yeah, it was yeah.
So I started off, man.
Shout out to Atlanta for not giving up, man.
Shout out. By the way, when Woj tweeted the story, Malika Andrews, reporter for ESPN, she tweeted out L. Duncan from SportsCenter, who's a diehard Hawks fan. By the way, this is why I hate the Lakers aren't in the playoffs, because all these Hawks fans just came out of nowhere now. And I know they're all Atlanta fans, all people who were born in Atlanta, so now, but man, if a Laker fan would have been trolling people, would have been.
I mean, it helps a lot when most of the rappers in the game are from Atlanta and they out there wearing Atlanta Hawks jerseys.
Good point. So I'm gonna start first with Max Kellerman.
He gonna start paying rent up over here.
He might as well just call in one day.
So Max,
He probably will.
So Max. You really think that Trae Young has a higher ceiling than Steph Curry? You think that Trae Young, Rayford Young III, That's his pop's name. He's the third. So Rayford Young the third, aka Trae Young, has a higher ceiling than Wardell Stephen Curry the third.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, Nick.
Now, I'm not agreeing with the statement at all, but let's not forget, at this time, in Curry's career, nobody thought Curry would be who Curry is.
That's true.
That's the only thing. Well, we all knew how great of a shooter he was going to be. We didn't know he was going to be shooting the basketball like this. Nobody could predict that. And let's just be honest. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I said then, but let's just be real. You know, Trae Young. You know, his comparison was with Stephen Curry when he got drafted. You know, that's one of his favorite players. You know, he idolizes his game after him. He does a lot of stuff that Steph Curry does, but he's not as good. Now, for him to say that he has a higher ceiling, I can see what you're talking about. I don't agree with it. It's just a bold statement for you to say for somebody whose first year going to the playoffs to have a higher ceiling than somebody who's won it's a unanimous MVP.
I'm gonna say this.
That's where the statement just it's like, oh man.
Steph Curry said, "No, you don't."
Now, did he just say he does, or he said he has the potential?
No, he said he does.
Oh, he lost his mind. If he would have said potential, I'd be like, okay, I can see where you were coming from. That just, even though I don't agree with either statement. So.
Oh, because Max still brings up, well, Steph didn't show up in the finals and this and that.
I mean,
and didn't show up in the play-in tournament versus Memphis. Well, Steph Curry said, who else did?
I mean, hey,
my next person is Bill Plaschke on the LA Times.
What they do?
You know what Bill Plaschke did, man. Bill Plaschke, and to any columnist who here resides in the great city of Los Angeles, California, please stop trying to force Laker fans to root for the Clippers.
Yeah, they need to get that up.
Did y'all do that for the Clippers? Anytime the Lakers were in the finals?
Just go back to last year.
Pretty much.
Did you do it last year?
Nope. Sure didn't.
Stop it. Now, I came on this show and I gave my props to Paul George for showing up in a must-win game. And he's probably going to have to have another one of those games tomorrow.
Got to have two more of those.
Exactly. He's going to have to do that 2 more nights just to get to the finals. But but be realistic. You've been here long enough, Bill, to know ain't no Clipper fans rooting for the Lakers and no Laker fans rooting for the Clippers. They respect the players on their squads who are the legends. Clipper fans respect Kobe. They respect LeBron. They respect Magic. They respect Shaq, even though Shaq, basically told him he didn't give him the tickets to the game on his birthday. And now they're all the way heading down to I-95 now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Bill, stop it, please.
Any chance, any slim chance of that happening got ruined by Doc Rivers. I'm gonna just be honest with you because, most of the Laker fans that I deal with on a consistent basis. I'm in LA, so I deal with a lot of them, of course. But one of the main things that a lot of Laker fans get salty about is was when they put those banners up to cover up the championships, which they should.
Are you kidding me?
I don't understand why Doc Rivers did it. I said the reason why Doc Rivers did it was because one of them championships was done on him. And that was his way of getting back at the Lakers. But, hey, you never got your own up there, player, so that's just how it is.
My final person I'm calling out names is Jalen Rose. By the way, didn't y'all have Jalen on y'all list?
Yeah, I did.
I think we all did.
Cut the beat, B.
Because it wasn't necessary.
So let me just explain why Jalen Rose is on calling out names. And I love Jalen. 5'5". He's my favorite member of the 5'5", period. Jalen Rose, when the news was announced that Kevin Love was selected to Team USA, called it tokenism. Let me be clear. Everything we said about Kevin Love not being on Team USA is strictly because of basketball. We didn't throw a race in there, and you didn't have to. So Jalen, he started skating, started moonwalking over the weekend. Goes on his Instagram and does a 45-minute Instagram live apologizing for his comments about Kevin Love.
Oh, that's what he was doing in the backyard?
Yes. So, and then he said, but basketball-wise, he didn't deserve it, which we agreed. basketball wise, Kevin Love did not deserve to be selected to Team USA.
And that's where it should have ended.
And that's exactly what you did not have to do the race thing. You got caught up because obviously ESPN gives you a little more leeway than others. You, Stephen A., all those who are their primetime players, they get a little more leeway to say things other people at ESPN couldn't even think about saying. Mm-hmm. But you was wrong. You should have just kept it strictly to hoops because you was been 100% right. But when you brought in race, you made people look like, oh, here we go again with the wokeism. This is the criticism.
He's faking.
The whole criticism with ESPN. What ESPN?
Are they up 22? Sorry, I mean,
yeah. Oh, wow. Is he?
Why are they still in the game?
If he's
He got poked up. Yeah, he got an elbow. He caught an elbow now.
Why is he still in the game?
Because coaches are stupid, Mark. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, he caught an elbow right in the eye. But still, he should not be out there. Him or Herter shouldn't be out there, to be honest.
No, there
Or
shouldn't
John John Collins.
There shouldn't be a single
or
starter
Lou
out
Williams. If you started the game, you should not be playing. That's for either team. Point blank, period. But Jalen was wrong.
Yeah.
Just keep it to basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I share the same sentiments. Like all you had to do was just say he don't deserve it. You could have just named other players, but once you start bringing race into something, now you're reaching.
My thing is, if you're going to bring race into these conversations, and this is with anybody, make sure that when you do this, it's a very, very valid comment, because that this was literally it was like you said, it was a reach. There was no reason for him to say that at all. I don't get it. You could have just kept that strictly basketball, because let's be honest, there's been a whole bunch of players throughout the years that's been on Olympic teams. You'd be like, why is this person on the team?
By the way, there's only been 4 white guys since the NBA started sending players to the Olympics. There's only been 4 white guys on Team USA.
And 2 of them on the same team.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Chris Mullin. Yeah. The Dream Team.
3 of them were on one team.
Chris Mullin, John Stockton, Christian Laettner were on the Dream Team. Stockton went back in 96.
Wait, wasn't Larry Bird on that team too?
4.
So all 4 were on the same team.
How did I?
And
Duh.
Kevin Love been on there too.
Oh, yeah, Kevin Love.
And then Kevin Love was
Love only
in 2012. He was on the Dream Team.
He's on the Dream Team. Yeah.
4 team. So 4. There were 4.
4 to 5 white players in
Kevin Love is the
on
5th.
the same team.
Was the 5th white player because Stockton went back in 96. They didn't have no white players in 2000. They didn't have one in 04. They didn't have none in 08. Then Kevin Love was selected in 2012, and now he's being selected in 2021.
Who in the world is out in the Bucks?
Who is that? Who said that Kevin Love was the first white player on it?
Jalen Rose.
He said what?
Well, he said he was the first.
Somebody said Kevin Love was the first white boy.
Oh no, never mind. That wasn't Jalen Rose. I don't know who said that.
That he was the first white boy. What?
On the Olympics. Remember we were talking about that in the group chat.
I forgot who that was. Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was well, it might have been Jay Williams. Stupidest stuff he didn't say it.
Well, yeah, according to Jay Williams, the Celtics never had a black coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Lakers said I beg to differ.
Yeah, both Laker teams.
Yeah. Well, heck, all the Laker teams.
Yeah, all the Laker teams are beg to differ. Yeah, for real.
Jerry West said I beg to differ. They had Bill Russell.
Yep, pretty much.
Showtime said they had Casey Jones. Kobe said they had Doc Rivers.
There you go.
Wait, all they championships came with them.
And all the championships were won by black coaches.
And that's the most racist.
That's something. And now Emi Udoka, who's the first Nigerian-born coach, is coaching in Boston. Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
Maybe Utah should get a black coach.
Why love? Can anybody say why love?
He might have been the only one that accepted.
Seniority.
Yeah, that too.
Seniority because he's been involved in Team USA in the past. That's the only thing I can see. Because you cannot give me a because you cannot make a basketball argument, especially the fact that he's been not healthy in the last 2 years.
Oh,
there's no basketball argument that says that Kevin Love should be on Team USA.
No.
Not over Julius Randle, not over Zion.
They weren't invited.
They're in the system,
I don't think they accepted it, or they didn't get the main invite.
and they basically saying they trying to make it like Love would have been more comfortable taking a secondary role as a reserve, and maybe like Julius or Zion probably wouldn't have.
Yeah. Dwight Howard had a problem with it.
Mark, who you got?
Um,
Wait, you only got Mr. Pippen, right?
Well, y'all just said who else? I had Jay Williams.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. 'Cause we all gonna talk about Scotty.
But you already said it when he said
Yeah.
Boston never had a black
Boston
coach.
never had a black coach. But that's things you get from Duke players.
And he said, then they made it worse to say my account was hacked.
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, Jalen trolled him about it when he was trying to tell Jalen about, I told you about Trae Young. And then Jalen told him right there on the set of countdown, I was hacked.
Oh, that's funny.
I told him right there, I was
That's
hacked.
hilarious.
So my opinion was hacked. So therefore,
That's funny. Oh, yeah, we are missing somebody before we get to Scotty.
cool.
Mark Jackson.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. And we looking at a Milwaukee game.
Yeah. All right, so
Cut the beat.
cut it.
Mark Jackson.
What were you thinking, Mark Jackson? So everybody that doesn't know what Mark Jackson said.
Oh my God.
So the other night,
Last night.
to wear number 13. Now, before we go into the main person who's the best person to wear number 13, let's not forget there's another person who wear number 13 in the league as well by the name of James Harden. Paul George is on my team. I like Paul George as a player. Paul George is most definitely not better than James Harden.
Neither is Devin Booker, by the way. Sorry, Will.
I don't know. He's showing something in this series. But, yeah, Devin Booker wears number 13. He can
No, he wore one.
He wore number 1?
He wears number 1.
I'm about to say he wore number 13. What?
No, well, let Stephen A. tells he probably wears 8 or 24, but I'm gonna leave that one
Oh
alone.
my God, yeah, he should be on calling out names for that too. But
He was last week. He's gonna be on there if Phoenix missed the playoffs. He will. But go ahead.
so now there's the main person who wore number 13.
Oh, he's good.
Y'all remember there's this legend by the name of Wilt Chamberlain. Mm-hmm. The man who scored 100 points. Mm-hmm. The man who's averaged 50 and 25.
Yes, sir.
His most impressive number is 20,000.
Yes.
My pastor
I
brought that up in the
I
sermon
agree.
the other day.
This man is. You talking about? This is the same guy who the league made rules saying that he couldn't dunk anymore. This the guy we're talking about. You mean to tell me Paul George is better than Wilt Chamberlain?
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Mark Jackson. That statement alone, you might have put yourself in the Calling Out Names Hall of Fame behind that.
By the way,
that was insane.
Paul George is good as a player. He is. He's not better than Wilt Chamberlain when he was in decline.
No.
Go look at Wilt
There's a lot of players that ain't better than Wilt Chamberlain at any point in their life.
Jesus. We ready to talk Scotty?
Let's go ahead.
Okay. Scottie Pippen. B, you gonna be in this conversation too, huh? Scottie Pippen.
Salty Scotty.
Who? Scotty. Scotty. So let's rewind the week that Scottie Pippen, Hall of Famer, one of the 50 greatest players of all time, 6-time champion. Well, according to.
Well, at that time he was voted in. I think there's a lot of players that came to the league and pretty much booted him out of that. But go ahead.
Yeah, like Kobe and LeBron and Duncan and
Durant.
Yeah.
Dirk. D-Wade.
Anyway, go ahead.
But anyway, Scottie Pippen, he made the rounds. He has a new book that's going to be released this fall. He also has releasing some new bourbon, and he's also releasing some new popcorn.
You gotta make that. You gonna make somebody fall.
And I'm still getting a book.
And so Scottie says that he first criticized Kevin Durant for not being more like LeBron. He tried to take the game over, and he doesn't do what LeBron does. Kevin Durant responded and said, "You were the same guy who exited out of a game because Phil Jackson didn't give you the final shot." It said they followed you. And he called him Scott Pippen. He didn't call him Scott. He called him Scott, which is funny. But then he criticized Doc Rivers for saying they ruined Ben Simmons. Because, I don't know how Doc Rivers ruined Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons ruined Ben Simmons. Or you could say the Sixers ruined Ben
Oh,
Simmons.
well, I didn't hear that one. What?
Yeah, he blamed Doc Rivers for Ben Simmons' issues in the playoffs. But
Man,
go look up. It's in the GQ article. But the story that has Scottie Pippen, in the headlines in the last 24 hours, he was on the Dan Patrick Show, and I didn't even know this was actually in the interview. In GQ, He accused Phil Jackson of basically choosing Tony Kukoc to shoot that last shot because he's white.
Let me break down what's wrong with that statement in the first place. Tony Kukoc isn't white, isn't he? Like
He's Croatian.
He's Croatian. If you hear Tony Kukoc talk, he is most definitely not white. But you go ahead and continue.
Yeah, B.
Devil's advocate. Back then, white people known for in basketball.
Shooting threes. But Tony Kukoc ain't white, man. He's European.
He don't even look white.
I mean, but come on.
I know what you're saying, but I know what you're saying, B. But then Scottie Pippen went on the Dan Patrick show yesterday, and the game's over.
It's been over.
Well, the game was over at 5:30, and we didn't even know it. But Scottie Pippen went on Dan Patrick yesterday and basically said that Phil Jackson's a racist. He accused Phil Jackson. He called Phil Jackson a racist because he let Tony Kukoc shoot that shot, and he said that he tried to, throw some shots at Kobe. Now, there's some people have been, the Twitter receipts about some comments Phil made about Yao Ming.
That's what I was about to say.
And then the whole posse comment he made about LeBron and Rich and Maverick.
I was about to say there's a difference between racist and racial.
Right.
And which that shot had neither one of them involved in it. They ran that play 3 or 4 times in the regular season. Tony Kukoc hit all them shots.
Go ahead.
So
we got to the LeBron comments, Karen.
So look, so it's racist when he ran that play for Tony Kukoc when it was for him, but it wasn't racist when he ran that play with Steve Kerr for Jordan.
Well, he said something about that too. He said
that Jordan, and that's another part. He said that Jordan basically was playing up to the camera because this was when they were actually filming The Last Dance. So he was saying that Jordan was playing up to the camera to telling Steve Kerr, if you're not open, be ready just in case I get double. If Stockton plays off you and tries to double team me, and Steve Kerr was like, if you get double teamed, I'm wide open. I got you.
So he called that play in the camera. Me personally, I never played basketball as like organized team, but that sounds like a smart basketball play to me. If I'm telling you if they're gonna double team me, I'm gonna kick you the ball out. You basically better make it.
Well, again, the only reason why Jordan even did that is because I think it was the end of game 3. The same play, John Stockton stole the ball from Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
That's being smart.
That's being smart.
By the way, John Stockton, who leads the NBA all time in assists and steals.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh yeah.
Best Utah Jazz player. But yeah, like you said, Phil Jackson has had a couple of questionable comments that he made. Like you said, the posse.
Yeah.
When he said the NBA players dress like prison garb.
I didn't even remember that one. I didn't even remember.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's certain things that if you go call Phil Jackson racist or being racial, you can use one of those things. Him drawing this player for Kukoc?
No.
The whole comments about Yao Ming, yeah, B.
That make his point not valid because he used Kukoc. Anybody that sit there and make those comments,
Let's be real.
if you know who you talking about,
Yeah.
you don't like how they dress. You talking about all the black guys,
Right.
You talking about the white guys.
Right.
So just because he said Kukoc, and that don't mean he's not racist.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not
saying that he's not
I'm
racist.
not saying
he's not
he is
racist.
or he's not. But what I'm saying is that him drawing that play up had nothing to do with race. It had to do with the best shooter on the team.
Yeah.
But y'all not.
No, because of.
But y'all not saying that he ain't racist though.
Oh no, I'm not saying he's not.
No.
I'm not saying he is or he's not. But what I'm saying is if Craig Hodges, who got blackballed from the league, was on that team, I think that play would have been ran up for Craig Hodges.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I don't think the color didn't matter for the play.
It happened with, he never, I don't know, he said about Paxton. I mean, when there was a play, I was listening to Mark Silverman, who hosts a show in Chicago, Waldo and Sylvie. They're like the Mason Ireland in Chicago.
Yeah.
So he was on Dan Patrick today, and he was going back looking at old tapes from the Bulls when they won their first ring against the Lakers. And there was a video, and Phil is telling Jordan, who's open? Michael, who's open? It's like, John's open. That John being John Paxton. And then remember that game 5, John Paxton basically went on this scoring tear and in the forum, and that's when the Bulls won the title. He went basically, no matter who was guarding him, John Paxton could not miss. I challenge y'all, go Google John Paxton Game 5 91 Finals.
Yeah, shout out to John Paxton. This dude put in some work over there for the Bulls.
So I see Kinsey says, do you guys see Phil's comments in the Maverick book? I did not see those.
I ain't checked that out.
So we'll look at that. We'll definitely, but let's just be real. Scotty's trying to promote. Look, Scotty's got a book coming out. He has to placate to the Chicago fan base. He's got some bourbon dropping. He's got some popcorn. Obviously, this also and someone brought this up who called in the Dan Patrick Show this morning. He's still also grieving the loss of his son. He lost his oldest son. So I don't know what he's going through.
Yeah, he got a lot going on. So.
And obviously, and y'all got even go look. I'll tell. Okay, cool. Send it to me on Twitter. And I don't even gotta get into the stuff with his wife or now ex-wife or they're back together.
Yeah, that's.
I don't even need to get there. Mark, y'all getting at him tomorrow on No Rules because I know Phil Will's gonna want to talk about Scotty.
That's future job.
Wow.
And that's how we end the show.
And that is calling out. So, in closing, I don't think I haven't seen any point where I could say Phil Jackson's a racist. Well, you just don't know. If it is, it'll come out because what happens in the dark always comes to the light.
I mean, let's just be honest. You know, if you run like a lot of verbiage that anybody has said, even us amongst ourselves, if somebody really tried to go like nitpick at it. You can make a case of anybody being racist off of certain little stuff that they've said before, you know, because everybody gets offended by something differently than everybody else will. So, you know, at some point, you know, like that. But just off of that fact alone, like you saying that Phil Jackson is racist because he drew that play up, no.
Nah, I'm not going for that.
Yeah, if you would have said, like you said, the other stuff, I'd be like, okay, you may got your little case right there.
Yeah, we can start having this conversation, but I'm not doing that with because he drew up a play for Kukoc, who hit that shot a couple times in the regular season, which Pippen seemingly forgot to tell that part of the story too.
All right, so we're going to head on out of here. Next week when we're back, we'll be either live watching Game 1 of the NBA Finals or previewing Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Hold on, before we get out of here. Game 6, Clippers-Phoenix.
Come on, man. You know I'm picking us.
Got you.
I said it from the start, Suns in 6. I think it's over tomorrow.
I had us in 7 from the beginning of the series.
I said Phoenix in 6, but
they didn't make you confident with that last game.
I'm gonna say this:
gosh.
if the Phoenix Suns team shows up tomorrow night that showed up last night.
I'm gonna say this.
We might as well just have a Game 7 watch party because if we'll know by halftime what Phoenix Suns team showed up.
The Suns better win.
They better
tomorrow.
They do not want that pressure being in the Game 7,
and the game better not be close going into the fourth quarter.
No,
because I think NH all this before I said they'll get tight going down the stretch. I think Clippers, even though. We've seen the Clippers clip, whatever everybody say, but I think you have players on the Clippers that's going to push through that before I think Phoenix will, especially because we've seen Chris Paul. This is Chris Paul's habits.
Right.
Yeah. And Devin Booker hasn't shown us anything outside of that first game to really give you that much confidence.
Yeah. That he has showed us something that gave me confidence.
That he's not the next Kobe?
Exactly. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about game. We'll recap the conference finals. We'll preview the finals. Real quick, I think we're all unanimous. Ohtani wins the home run derby.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
They're gonna announce. I think they're gonna make the announcement next week. Who's all in the because home run derby? I think is gonna be the week after the 4th of July. So, but they're gonna announce the starters tomorrow for the MLB All-Star game, and they're gonna announce the rosters on Sunday. So, by the way, Dodger fans, vote as many Dodgers as you can. Mark, your boy. Ronald Acuna, Ozzy Albies, vote for his Braves. Acuna, Albies, vote for. If y'all need, if someone have to tell y'all to vote for Ohtani, then you ain't been watching baseball.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna
much.
say about that.
He's earned every vote.
By the way, 27 homers. He hit another one today. And by the way, home runs 117 miles out the park every time he. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And he has and he has an under 3 ERA.
So the Angels, y'all better keep both of them together.
Yeah.
Angels.
So thank y'all again for joining us live on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you hit the like button on Facebook, Sports for You, Townhouse Media. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube for Townhouse Media. Follow us on Instagram. These guys are crazy, man. Townhouse Media now on Instagram, Sports for You Podcast on Instagram. And of course, if you listen on the digital, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Verbal, Amazon Music. We'll be back next week getting ready for the NBA Finals. So tune in.
And judging what happened into the Clipper Phoenix series, I'm gonna have somebody calling out name. I'm gonna call out a lot of people next week. And just one group because of what you put in the group chat today, Nick.
Yeah. And by the way, and I was gonna call the Suns out for calling out names, so I'm gonna reprieve because if they're not in the finals by next week, oh boy, you not want to listen to this show. But that's it.
You ain't lying.
Because he's gonna be trolling y'all.
Oh man,
He's gonna troll y'all, and I'm just gonna belittle y'all. Yeah, karma. All them times y'all trolled us for coming back on the Lakers 3-1. Yeah, it don't feel right. But next
oh
week,
yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah. So that's it. But I'm John. That's Mark.
Yep.
That's Nick Freeze.
All right.
Yes, you don't have to remind me, B. Ben ready on the board. Don't forget, no rules tomorrow night. With my brother right here, the Podfather, our brother Ill Will. Shout out to Cat vs. Dog. Happy birthday, CJ. Shout out to Yandomi, Too Much Game. Shout out to Big Homie Smiles. Shout out to all the Townhouse Media family. All the podcasts out there. All those who support us. Shout out to my boy Melky. He had a podcast. He follows us on Instagram. All those who support us and follow Sports for You. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Good night. See you next week.
Double nickel.
The double nickel episode is in the books.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?